Pause this video right now. I'm serious. Hit pause. Now close your eyes and put your hand on your chest. Feel what's there. You feel that? That restless energy? That low-grade anxiety humming in the background? That need for something, anything, to make you feel complete? That's fire, and it's been burning inside you your entire life. Most of us mistake that burn for drive or stress. We call it motivation, or being human. They're wrong. 2,500 years ago, a man named Buddha discovered this fire burning inside himself, figured out how to extinguish it completely, and then taught 1,000 other people to do the same thing. In real time, with one speech. What's up, wisdom seekers? Matt here. And for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to walk you through that exact speech. Not so you can learn about it, but so you can experience it, right now, on yourself. By the end, the fire may still flicker, but it won't run the show. Ready? Here's how he pulled it off. Before we get into Buddha's story, we need to map your personal fire, because his teaching only works if you're honest about what's actually burning. So here's what I want you to do. As I describe each fire, notice if it flares up in your body. Fire number 1, the craving fire. Think about your phone right now. When was the last time you checked it? Feel that urge to look? That's craving fire. It burns every time you want something you don't have. Fire number 2, the rejection fire. Think about someone who hurt you, someone who didn't give you what you deserved. Feel that heat rising in your chest? That's rejection fire. It burns every time reality doesn't match your expectations. Fire number 3, the confusion fire. Think about your future, all those decisions you need to make, all that uncertainty. Feel that anxious buzzing? That's confusion fire. It burns every time you don't know what's real or what to do next. These 3 fires, they're what Buddha called the fires of lust, hatred, and delusion, and they've been burning inside humans for thousands of years. The question isn't whether you have these fires. You do. The question is, are you ready to see them clearly? Because that's exactly what happened on a hillside in ancient India when Buddha delivered the most psychologically devastating speech in human history. Imagine this. You're sitting on a raw hillside in the Ganges basin. The air is thick with smoke from dying fire altars. Around you sit 1,000 men who've spent their entire lives believing that external fire rituals could save them. They weren't stupid. They were the spiritual elite of ancient India. The Kassapa brothers, Uruvela, Nadi, and Gaya, commanded armies of devoted followers who genuinely believed their teachers had achieved enlightenment. But here's what's wild. They had the exact same fires burning inside them that you do. Uruvela Kassapa burned with spiritual pride. His followers burned with the need for approval from their guru, with fear that they'd wasted their lives on the wrong path, with confusion about what was actually true. The only difference between you and those 1,000 monks is that they thought external fire rituals would save them. You think external achievements will save you. Same burning, different altars. Buddha looked at this crowd and realized something. You can't put out internal fire by worshiping external fire. You can only put it out by seeing it for what it really is. So he gave them a teaching that would shatter everything they believed about themselves, starting with the fire they could actually see. Buddha's voice cuts through the hillside silence. Bhikkhus, all is burning, and what is the all that is burning? He's calm, almost clinical, like a doctor naming symptoms. Now I want you to imagine he's talking directly to you, because he is. The eye is burning. They expected hymns to sacred flame. He turned the spotlight on their nervous systems. Stop. Look at your eyes right now. How much have you used them today to consume content, to compare yourself to others, to search for something that will make you feel better? Your eyes aren't just seeing, they're burning with the fire of craving. Every time you scroll, you're feeding the flames. Forms are burning, eye consciousness is burning, eye contact is burning. Buddha goes deeper. It's not just what you see. It's how your mind processes what you see. The split second when your brain decides, I want that, or I hate this, or why can't I have that? That's the burning. The tongue is burning. Your tongue burning with words you wish you could take back. Words that came from fire, not wisdom. The mind is burning. And here's the big one. Your thoughts themselves are on fire. Right now, as you're listening to this, part of your mind is probably burning with the need to check your phone, or wondering if this is actually going to help, or judging yourself for having these problems in the first place. That's mind fire. The running commentary, the endless wanting, the never-ending story of not enough. Burning with what? Buddha asks. And here's where it gets real. Burning with the fire of lust, with the fire of hatred, with the fire of delusion. I say it is burning with birth, aging, and death, with sorrows, with lamentations, with pains, with griefs, with despairs. Check in with your body right now. Do you feel it? That low-level burning that never quite goes away. That's not anxiety. That's not stress. That's not just life. That's the fire of constant wanting, lust, constant rejecting, hatred, and constant confusion, delusion, burning through every moment of your existence. Buddha is pointing directly at the fire in your chest right now and saying, there, right there. That's not life. That's suffering. And you have the power to see it clearly. But here's the key that those 1,000 monks discovered. Disenchanted, he becomes dispassionate. Through dispassion, his mind is liberated. Seeing thus, the instructed noble disciple grows disenchanted with the burning, becomes dispassionate toward it, and through dispassion finds freedom. You don't fight the fire. You don't feed the fire. You simply see it for what it is. Become disinterested in it, and watch it burn itself out. According to the Pali Canon, here's what happened next. And while this exposition was being given, the minds of the 1,000 monks were liberated from the defilements without clinging. But let me tell you what this actually felt like. Imagine you've been carrying a 100-pound backpack your entire life. You've gotten so used to the weight that you forgot it was there. And then suddenly, someone points to it and says, "You can set that down now." That's what happened on that hillside. One monk later described it as the moment he realized he didn't have to be afraid of his own thoughts anymore. Another said it felt like waking up from a nightmare he didn't know he was having. They weren't fighting their minds. They weren't suppressing their desires. They simply saw the burning clearly and stopped being burned by it. The fire was still there, but it lost its power to consume them. Now here's what I want you to do. Right now, pause. Notice the heat in the chest, the pull in the gut. Feel that burning in your chest again, but this time, instead of trying to fix it or get rid of it, just see it. See how it wants your attention. See how it promises that if you just scroll one more time, buy one more thing, achieve one more goal, it will finally be satisfied. See how it lies. The fire doesn't want satisfaction. It wants fuel. And every time you feed it, it gets stronger. But when you see it clearly, when you become genuinely disinterested in its promises, something shifts. The fire is still burning, but you're not burning with it. That's your fire sermon moment. Right here, right now. Those 1,000 monks didn't just have a nice spiritual experience and go back to their old lives. They developed a practice. A way to see fire clearly every single day. Here's how you do it. Step 1, name the fire. When that burning starts in your chest, don't distract yourself. Don't feed it. Name it. Craving fire. Rejection fire. Confusion fire. Step 2, feel where it burns. Where exactly do you feel it in your body? Chest, throat, stomach. Just notice. Don't try to change it. Step 3, see what it wants. What is this fire trying to get you to do? Check your phone? Buy something? Start an argument? Get someone's approval? See the wanting clearly. Step 4. Become dispassionate. This is the key. You don't fight the fire. You don't feed it. You become genuinely uninterested in what it's promising, like watching a movie you've seen 1,000 times. Step 5. Watch it burn out. Without fuel, fire dies. When you stop feeding craving, it fades. When you stop feeding rejection, it dissolves. When you stop feeding confusion, clarity appears. This isn't theory. This is the exact method Buddha used, the same one that liberated 1,000 people simultaneously. And it works, right now, on you. Most people think Buddha's fire sermon was his final word on liberation. It wasn't. After this mass awakening, Buddha gave those 1,000 monks a follow-up teaching that completely flipped everything they thought they knew about enlightenment. He taught them that even clinging to the one who sees clearly is a subtle burn, that even clinging to enlightenment must be abandoned, that the deepest freedom comes when you realize there was never anyone there to be burned in the first place. The follow-up teaching that made even these newly enlightened monks question everything they thought they knew about freedom itself. Later traditions built whole schools on the implications of what came next, and that is a story for another night. But right now you have everything you need. The fire is visible. The method is clear. The only question is whether you're ready to stop being consumed by flames that exist only in your mind. Notice any shift. You just experienced the same teaching that transformed 1,000 people 2,500 years ago. If this shifted something in you, subscribe and turn on notifications. We're diving deep into practices that actually change your life, not just your thoughts. Comment below with one word describing the fire that burns strongest in you right now. Let's see it clearly together. And if you want to know what Buddha's most radical teaching was, the one that makes even enlightenment look like another trap, that's up next. Until then, remember, you're burning, but you don't have to be consumed. The fire has no power over you once you see it clearly. Peace.